What's up? What's good, y'all? Welcome to my channel, Chillinwithlanda. If this is your first time seeing my beautiful face, then honey, thank you for clicking on my channel. Don't be a silent watcher because everything over here helps for me. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. How we talk over here is by commenting down below. Use your hypes on me. Everything and anything helps over here, honey. But if you already a part of the crew, you know what time it is. It's time for a story time, and I think y'all gonna like it over here. We have a good time over here. We talk mess, we laugh, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna just go ahead and stop rambling and let's get into the video. Let's go. And I do just want to say I appreciate all y'all. I really appreciate all of y'all for all the support. Even when in my time of absence, when I'm not consistent, I still have people commenting, watching my content. Even people that's new to me and what I do. I give them my channel name and they compliment me on my relationship with y'all. A lot of family and friends say that I have a wonderful relationship with people that I never met before. We kind of like family. We here, you know, so I thank y'all for all of the support. And yeah, that was supposed to be at the beginning of the video, right? Let's start this. Let's start the story time, okay? So this one is a childhood friend, y'all. And this person, we're gonna name him. I haven't even thought about any name for him. Let's call him Shay. I'm gonna call him Shay because it's kind of similar to his real name. Shay is older than me. He's older than me about 2 years. When we were young, we actually went to middle school and elementary and middle school together. Upon he was older than me, but when it was time for me to go to high school, he went this way, I went that way. Never really saw him again. So anybody who knows me knows I'm an old school girly. I don't do Instagram like that. Y'all who follow me, y'all will know. I don't really do TikTok like that, which I should get into. I should be recording videos on there. I'm just not into that platform just yet. So I'm an old school girly. I am very much still a Facebook girl. I will scroll Facebook to get my laughs and cries on. So I'm always on there. That's where most of my drama lies. Am I the drama? Could be. So just like every other thing, every other situation I get myself into, it's tied to Facebook. So I'm on Facebook one day and I get a ding, I get a message from Shay, right? Well, before I knew it was Shay, I checked it out. You know how you check the profile or whatever. And I'm looking and I'm like, oh, this is Shay. I haven't seen Shay since, I was like in damn 6th grade. He was in 8th grade. We grew up together. I haven't seen him in a long time. So I messaged Shay back. I'm like, what's good? How you been? The messaging is going back and forth. We're just asking questions. I'm good. Yeah, no kids yet. No kids for me either. We just out here just living life. We just, you good, I'm good. We're talking. Of course, give him my number. He give me his number. We're texting. It's nothing flirtatious about this interaction at all, y'all. Strictly friendship because he's just not my type. If y'all watch Pop the Balloon, which I love that show dearly. I'm sorry, y'all. I watch that show every single day on YouTube. Pop the Balloon. That show just really shows you why they're single. That show, I'm sorry, this is just a little side note, but that show is just so entertaining to me. You have 35-year-olds on there popping balloons, some your shoes or the initial attraction. You see why you single. Y'all not on here looking to marry nobody. It's just a date. But anyway, just like on that show, it was the initial attraction for me. I just was not attracted to Shay in that way. I did not get that, ooh, my man feeling when I saw him, never have. So I strictly put him in the friend zone immediately. So the interaction between me and Shay was strictly friendship. So once we exchanged numbers, we started talking and we started catching up a little more. Apparently, after high school, he went to Georgia with his family, so that's why I haven't seen him in years. Now the conversation is going pretty good, y'all. He is very smart. He's been doing construction, keeping up with his life, but he was in Atlanta. So he was telling me just about a week or two previous, he had just came from Atlanta. His you know, his family sent him a ticket to come down here, and this is what he asked. Okay, so time goes on a little bit more. It's the weekend now. I'm off on the weekends. He hit me up. What you doing, sis? I'm not doing nothing. So he was like, I got a little bottle, whatever. Let's go by the beach. I'm like, okay, cool. So I pick him up and I'm like, where you at? Where your address at? So he sent me an address. As I'm pulling up, room, it says motels, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay. you know, my friend did just say he just came from Atlanta. He's getting on his feet. I totally understand. Plus, this motel here on the Ave was not that bad. It wasn't a prostitute motel. It was nothing like that. It was a strictly just a regular motel. It's been there for years. So I'm like, okay, Shay is just getting on his feet. No judgment here. I don't judge anybody. You know, you got to do what you got to do. He's just coming down to Miami from Atlanta. He is working on getting him a place, I'm sure. You know, I text him on my side. He gets inside. Now Shay is a very clean man. He has braids, which I didn't like, which was why I friended on him too. Cause he still have these dusty braids he had since we were in middle school. I did not like them. So he has braids going to the back. He has a little frizzle of gray hair going on. He always wore a leather jacket. He always was known to wear all black. You know, so he comes out with his braids and his leather jacket, still looking the same from when we were young. It's the weirdest thing. He just didn't change his style. Nice Jordans on. They were very clean. He had a nice perfume. Excuse me, cologne. He gets in the car and I compliment him immediately. Anybody who knows me, friends, family, anybody who been around me, y'all know your girl love a good perfume. I love a good cologne. I mix them both all day, every day. I'm always smelling good. It's rare you will find me stinky or smelling plain. It's rare. So I love good smell goods. So I compliment him and he's like, yeah, you smell good too. And he was clean and all, but he's kind of short. You know, I'm just giving y'all a visual. Shay is like 5. I'm like 5'7", 5'8". So Shay is like 5'6", maybe 5'5". He's a little shorter than me. Another reason why I friend zoned him. You know, I just can't. I can't. I'm sounding like Pop the Balloon now. He too short, Pop. But yeah, he just was too short for me. So another reason why I friend zoned Shay. Cool. We get in the car. He's, doing his little thing with the cups, whatever. We ride into the water room. We driving, y'all. So we get to the water. We're talking. We're catching up. We drinking our little drink. I'm rolling up a little blunt, y'all, because from time to time, I still smoke a little weed. I'm sorry. I'm working on it, but from time to time, I still do it, So we sitting at the water. We catching up. We talking. Um, first first sign, I noticed that I couldn't really get anything out. Y'all watch my channel, y'all see how your girl can talk. I can talk, especially when I get on my henny. I can talk. I barely can get a word in, so I'm like, okay, let me just chill and listen. Sometimes people just want you to be a listening ear without being judgmental. Maybe this is one of them situations where he just want me to listen, so I'm gonna fall back. I'm gonna listen to him. So he's telling me how he was in Atlanta and for the last 6 years and things was just rough up there. He was working, but he barely was making any money. And how he called his brother crying because he wanted his brother to send him a ticket down here to Miami. His brother sent him down here. And so I'm like, okay, you got a good family. You was working, but I know time's hard. You got a good family, whatever. You here now. You got to make it do what it do. So he's like, yeah, I'm staying in a motel for now because my name is on the waiting list for an apartment down here. I'm like, okay, cool. Because anybody who knows anything about down here in Miami, every apartment building has a waiting list, at least 6 months or longer. So I understood. I'm like, okay, cool. At least you on the waiting list. So he's still talking. He's still talking, and I'm still smoking, and I'm still listening. I'm all ears, all visualization. I can imagine everything he's telling me in my head about the struggles. And then he was like, I really had to beg my brother to come down here because they just kept following me. Like, they just kept following me. Everything I do, they just watch me. I really had to get from up there because I ain't feel safe. They just kept following me. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was at the bus station and I was paying for my ticket, they were watching me. So I'm like, hmm? Now I'm thinking a little hard. Like, who is these people? I didn't really catch on to nothing because this is our first interaction, seeing each other since I don't know when. So I'm just listening to the conversation. So he just like, yeah, they kept following me. I feel very unsafe. I just really had to beg my brother to pay for my ticket to come down here. So it went over my head. I was just like, okay, yeah. You don't want to feel dangerous. You want to be with family and friends. If something happened to you, you're close to home. So I'm just listening, y'all. Non-judgmental here. But throughout the whole conversation, the whole night, he just kept telling me about these people that was following him and how he felt very, very unsafe around these people. And I just had to ask. I was just like, well, who who is these people following you? He was just like, nah, I don't, man, like, it's just they keep following me. They just kept watching me. I was going to work, they just kept watching me, and they just kept following me. And I'm just like, well, Shay, who are these people? We sitting in the car, we drinking, and we smoking a little bit. He's normal. The conversation seemed normal, but who are these people? And he just, every time I would ask him, who are these people, he just had no answer. He just would say, I just felt unsafe around them. I just had to come down here to Miami. I just had to get away. So I'm like, okay, I figured maybe, even though he's saying he coming down here to be with family, he could be lying to me. He could have done some stuff in Atlanta and had them boys looking for him. You know what I'm saying? The ops, and he didn't want to tell me that, so he calling them people, them folk. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna just mind my business. So I didn't ask who them folks was again. But he just kept bringing up that these people kept following him and they just kept looking for him. And I just listened to the story again, y'all. None judgment here. I did think it was kind of strange, but at the same time, Shay was clean. Shay seemed sane. You could hold a conversation with him. You could talk to him about anything. He can tell you about cars. So at that moment, I didn't think nothing was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, follow me. That night went on without a hitch, y'all. We drove through Wynwood. That's the art district down here with a bunch of art, clubs, food. So we rode through there once we finished by the water. We was towed down. We felt good. I dropped him back to the motel, and that was that night. Smooth. So after that night, we continued texting each other, and let's just say I was not the initiator. I never was the one to write him first. He always would message me first, or he would call me first, and he would just like, ask me for little stuff. Like one day he called me because he was like, my mama stay like 7 minutes down the way in the car. Can you come take me to my mama's house to get me something to eat? Now, this is after our first interaction. I was like, okay. Because with me, I love my friends, my family, but you only got like 1 or 2 times to ask me for something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep asking me for a ride. So I get up and, I go to the motel. I pick him up, take him to his mama house. But his mama stayed like 10 minutes, in the car. If it was a bus or like him walking, it was a little more time. But I didn't mind because I was on my way, headed that way anyway. So I take him to his mama house. And he gets in the car with a bunch of food. And I'm like, well, why don't you stay with your mama? Like, your mama in this big house, why don't you come stay with your mama for a little bit till your name get called on the waiting list? And he was just like, my mama husband don't like me. And I was like, why, Shay? What you did to him? He was like, because his mama husband a bitch. And his mama husband be talking like behind his back, telling his mama that he crazy, telling his mama that he got things going on in his head, telling his mama that he don't feel safe like sleeping around sharing the house. So I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Like, you haven't even been staying down here. My stupid stuff. I don't know what's going on just on his side. So I was like, dang, you just moved down here. It's been like 6-7 years. Like, how he know how you is, He was like, right. Y'all, I should have listened, but I did not listen. That too just went over my head. So what I told y'all initially, the only reason I went and picked him up to take him to his mama house because I had something to do anyway. Well, that something to do, it fell through. They canceled on me. So we sitting in front of the motel. I refused to get out of the car. For some reason, my instinct, not that I thought he would hurt me or anything, I just did not feel comfortable in a motel. So even though we were parked in front of the motel, we were sitting in my car. We were talking. I just would not go inside. He kept offering to go inside. No, sir. No shade. We're friends. I would sit here in this car and I would talk to you. I am not interested in going to your room. Thank you very much. Thank you. The conversation was good. Like, he was very smart. Like I said, he was telling me about car mechanics and how to do this with my tire and, just telling me all kind of smart stuff. And we would talk. So as the conversation going on, he just was like, yeah, and I don't know why I'm trying to ask you in my motel room anyway because the lights are out. So I'm like, well, you could, the way I was back then, I could see other people doors open because it was homeless people staying there. And I could see that they microwave was on, their TV was on. So I asked Shay, I'm like, well, is it just your room that's not on? So he was like, yeah, my room don't have no power. He was like, I feel like the owner of the motel want me to leave even though I'm paying every day. So I was like, if you paying every day, why would he turn the lights off? So he was like, right. So we trying to get down to the bottom of this. So he was like, and you know what? Even if it's not the owner, I think they done follow me down here and they doing shit to me. So I was like, Shay, who doing something to you? So he was like, yeah, you see everybody else lights on. You know what? You right. I feel like them people doing something to me. They watching me. I know they watching me. So I was like, well, who are these people you speak of? And then you want me to come inside your room with these people watching you? No, sir. No, thank you. So he was just like, you know what? You know what? I see everybody else lights on. You right. I think they done turned my lights off in my room. So now I'm feeling, I'm not the brightest, I'm light skinned and stuff, but I ain't the brightest light bulb in the warehouse, Sometimes I'm a little slow myself, but I ain't stupid. So now the wheels is turning in my head now. Now I'm like, okay, I ain't the smartest, but I know what a little schizophrenia look like. And I think I made a story time about another friend that was schizophrenic, but this friend I'm pretty sure was schizophrenic. I'm pretty sure he's schizophrenic. I'm thinking this in the back of my head, but I'm not gonna tell him that. I'm just not gonna say that to him. So we're sitting in the car, we're still talking. And he's just going on and on about this group of people that's been following him, watching him, turning his lights off in the motel. I'm quiet because I'm observing. In my brain, I'm playing therapist. I'm playing psychologist. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Psychologist. So in my head, I'm playing that, right? Dr. Londa is on the job. So I'm still not judging my friend because, like I said, he's normal. It's just he keep flipping with this group of people, right? So we're still sitting in the front of the car, and so he pulls out his plate and he start eating the food, which I did not mind. And he's still talking. So I was like, I'm real curious, friend. I'm like, why do these people keep following you, Shay? Like these group of people that you speak of, why do they keep following you? And he goes to say, he's like, well, I'm the chosen one. He's like, I'm the chosen one. I'm the chosen angel that God chose down here. And that's why these group of people keep following me. It's called gang stalking. It's gang stalking. So I'm like, okay, I know what gang and stalking is. So at the time, I'm just like, okay, gang stalking. So he's just like, yeah, I'm the chosen one. They just be following me all the way from Atlanta. That's the reason why I came down here. You see, they made my lights turn off in the motel room. It's hot in there. I can't breathe. So I was just like, okay, it could be the owner. It could be an electrical problem just in your room. I'm just trying to be the logic here. So he's still talking, y'all. He's still talking. So he was just like, so he's eating his food, like his plate that he got from his mom's house. He's eating it, and I was like, it looked good. Like, it looked good. Your mama can cook real good, right? So he was like, yeah, this shit good. And he was like, yeah. And they be doing humiliation rituals on me. I said, what? He was like, yeah. I said, what do you mean by that? He was like, well, like, you see how I'm eating now, but it's from my mama, so I trust it. But he said they be following me. Like if I go to a restaurant, they'll put something in my food and they'll lock the bathroom door. So like if I eat the food, I shit on myself and I can't get in the bathroom, and they try to humiliate me like that. So then I started figuring, is it the roots? Did somebody put the woo on him? Did somebody put the voodoo on him? So Dr. Londa, I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe it's not schizo, maybe it's the woo. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody put something on you, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just listening. Now Dr. Londa, I'm about to pull out my note pen and my paper right now. He just don't know. I'm analyzing him. So I was like, what? He was like, yeah, they did it before. He was like, I went to a Applebee's up in Atlanta one time, and he said I ate my food and I had to use the bathroom real bad. God forgive me for laughing. And he said by the time he finished his food, Child, it ran through him. He had the bubble guts. So he said that they said their bathroom was down. I never been in Applebee's and their bathroom was down. I don't know if it was completely shut down. He said it was a lady in there cleaning. That's what it is, Shay. She was in there cleaning. I've never known Applebee's bathroom to be shut down, but I guess somebody was in there cleaning and they told him that he can't go in there at the moment. So as a result, Shay pooped on himself. Don't laugh at my friend, y'all. So I was just like, wow. So he was like, yeah, and I seen them looking through the window in the glass in the at the restaurant and stuff. And I was just like, nah, they was looking at you. And so I was like, how do they look? And every time you try to ask Shay, who are these people? What do they look like? He would just be he would like keep going in the conversation. He would act as if he did not hear your question. So I was like, what do they look like? And he was like, yeah, I seen them looking through the window, and man, I shitted on myself, man. And that's how they try to humiliate me and make me feel less than a man. You know what I'm saying? It's gang stalking. It's gang stalking. So I was like, friend Shay, I think I finally spoke up because we in the car about an hour deep at this point. We into this conversation real deep because Dr. Londa is on a mission. I'm determined to give a diagnosis today. So I was like, you know what, friend? I think you like a little paranoid schizophrenia. He was like, nah. I'm telling you, these people, they gang stalked me. I ain't tripping. Like, you see, they make my lights go off in the motel room. They make me shit on myself in Atlanta. I'm telling you. I was like, nah, friend. I think you got a little paranoid schizophrenia. So he was like, oh, a couple people have told me that, but man, I went to the doctor and they checked me. They released me. Oh, so you already been checked for this? I'm on point. I should just go ahead and get my degree, child, because I'm already on point. But he was just like, nah, they released me. Ain't nothing wrong with me, right? So I was like, okay, Shay, you cool with me, because I'm not getting no indication that you want to hurt me or anything like that or whatnot. So he finished his food and he was like, yeah, it's no lights in my motel room. It's a dollar Family Dollar down the street. I need to buy a little fan real quick. I was like, bet, I don't mind taking you, because it was literally right down the street, y'all. So I was like, okay, I'll take you to Family Dollar. So I crank my car up, I pull out of the motel, I make it right. When you make it right, it's a bus stop right there in front of the motel. So as I'm making a right, he looking at the bus stop and he was like, and you see that bus stop right there? I was like, yeah, what about it? He was like, and last night I was sitting on the bus stop and they started shooting at me. So I'm riding past the bus stop. I'm looking for bullet holes. I'm looking for like shots and stuff on the glass. It was a glass panel behind the seats on the bus stop. So I'm riding. I'm just looking. He was like, yeah, I was on a bus stop last night and they shot at me like 9 times. I'm not lying to you. And I'm just speechless because I'm for sure Shay has schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. So I'm just listening. At this point, I done figured out what's going on in his head. I'm not too hyped about these people anymore because I done figured it out. This is all in his head. Not only is all in his head, this is I don't know y'all believes, but this is a spiritual thing. Yes, it's in his head, but it's in his spirit. Whatever is following him is spiritual. It's probably demons. And I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. It's probably demons that's torturing Shay. I don't, I do believe in mental health illnesses. We all have a little mental illness, let's be honest, all of us. But I also believe when it comes to stuff like paranoia, schizophrenia, things like that, I believe that it's spiritual. And I believe that the things that he saw following him, or the group of things following him, the reason why he couldn't tell me who it was, how they looked, because it's spiritual. It doesn't have a body. It's just an entity. It's an energy. It's a feeling. It's a thought. So he's like, yeah, they shot at me like 9 times last night. Boy, I was like, and that's what he was doing, y'all. He was like, boy, I was like, I had to get up out of there, boy. And he's like, I went into my motel room. I was like, well, thank God you safe and that none of them 9 bullets hit you. I just didn't want to like make him feel like he was stupid. So, y'all, I was just like, yeah, my friend got schizophrenia. So we go to Family Dollar. He buy his little fan. He comes out. We pull back in front of the motel, in front of his room. He was like, you don't believe me, do you? I was like, I do believe you. Like, I fully believe that you believe that these group of people are following you. I fully believe that you believe that they are watching you and sabotaging your life. And so he was like, you don't believe me, but I'm telling you the truth. He was like, I am the chosen one, and God chose me, and that's why these group of people is following me, and they trying to corrupt my name, and they make it seem like I'm just crazy, and they do things to humiliate me. And I'm like, Shay, calm down. I truly believe you. So he was like, you don't believe me. You don't believe me. Google gang stalking. And I challenge y'all to pick up your phone and Google gang stalking. Read it in its entirety, and y'all come up with y'all conclusion on what gang stalking is. However, the first paragraph tell you what gang stalking is. It just says that it's a um it says gang stalking is widely documented belief system where individuals who identify as targeted individuals believe they are being systematically stalked, monitored, and harassed by a large coordinated group of people. End quote, right? That's just a short version. But if you keep scrolling down, it says in the medical and psychiatric communities, gang stalking is widely understood as a paranoid belief system. These experiences often correlate with underlying mental health issues such as delusional disorders or schizophrenia. Yeah. So he told me to look up gang stalking, and I'm reading this to him. I'm like, yes, friend. The first paragraph says it's a group of individuals that harass people, target individuals, and stuff like that. But if you keep reading, Shay, just the next paragraph, Shay, it clearly says it's a system belief where individuals with mental health problems have schizophrenia, paranoid schizophrenia. I challenge y'all to Google the same thing, gang stalking, and see what it says. So it was weird to me that he would tell me to look up something that clearly says that it has, it's tied to mental health issues and schizophrenia, and he's telling me he's not schizophrenic. So okay, I'm like, okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, Shay, I just could not get over it. Shay, clearly Google says right here it's associated with mental health and schizophrenia. And I'm telling him, I'm like, okay, you know, if you my homeboy, I care about you. I think you should go get checked up on this before it gets bad, because right now it seems very minor. And he's like, yeah, my mama keep telling me that. Oh, that's why your mama don't want you staying in that house. Okay, noted. So we sitting in the car, and I'm just trying to give him awareness, trying to convince him it looks like it's mild on you, but I can see it. A person that's sane like me, I can pick up the little cues, this stalking, these people, they doing stuff to you when there's nobody there. So we talking. Then he was like, yeah, so this hotel, I pay $124 a day. It's expensive for me. So he was like, last week I had to go to Walmart and buy me a tent. So I was like, a tent? He was like, yeah, I had to buy me a tent from Walmart, and I had to set it up in the back of the hotel. So I was like, okay, I'm not judging anybody. I don't judge. I am just a listening ear to hear him out. So he was like, I had to buy a tent from Walmart, because 2 nights or so I couldn't pay for the room. So I was like, okay, damn, that's messed up, or whatever. So he said he put his tent up in the back of the motel. He set it up, put his covers and everything inside of it. He said he had to go to the corner store to get something, snacks, wrap, whatever. So he leave his tent and he go right down the street to the corner store to buy some stuff. And when he gets back, he said his tent had a big old hole in it. And at the time, it was so funny. And even now, I'm sorry, it's funny. Me telling it probably not gonna be as funny, but he was like, when I got back, it was a big ass hole in my tent. I told you they be watching me. They had to be watching me from afar. They watched me when I got out the tent. As soon as I left, they went and put a hole in my damn tent. They like to see me suffer, man. They like to see me suffer. And I was just like, what people? And I just was so curious. I was just like, have you seen these people before? And he could not tell me what these people look like, which is why I know it was spiritual. For the life of me, y'all, I laughed so hard. I'm so sorry. I laughed so hard. He was so mad about the damn tent. He was like, they put a hole in my damn tent. I paid about $60 for that damn tent. They be watching me. As soon as I got out the tent, they watch me. They went and put a hole in it. They don't want to see me. They want to see me suffer. They don't want to see me comfortable. I was just laughing. I don't know why I was laughing so hard. Because maybe the way he was telling me the story about how this big ass hole was in the tent. And so again, y'all know what my saying as, I was just like, friend, maybe it was a dog, maybe it could have been a critter put a hole in it. It could have been another homeless person watching you and was like, nah, he ain't finna be on my lot. Let me fuck his tent up because he ain't finna be in these lots. I was just trying to make a comedy of the situation because it was funny as fuck. But he wasn't having it. He was convinced that these people was watching him. So that day has moved on, y'all. And like I said, I would never initiate the communication. He would always text me first. He would always call me because at this point, I was starting to like feel like, okay, I'm not stupid. Google has told me clearly my friend Shay has paranoid schizophrenia. I'm not a doctor for real. I don't really know much about schizophrenia, but I've heard of stories. I've seen news articles. I've heard of family members who have schizophrenia, and I don't play with that. That's one disorder that you have to take very serious. You have to stay on top of your medicine for, or else you can go off your rockers. You can really lose your mind. And although I didn't feel like Shay would hurt me, he didn't give any indication he was aggressive. He wouldn't hurt me. He wouldn't do anything to me. I still wanted to stay away a little bit until he got checked and took his medicine, or just understood and really accepted what was going on with him mentally. Until he did that, I was staying away. So it took like 2 weeks, 3 weeks before I actually sat on the phone with him and talked to him, because at that point I was getting curious to see where he was in life, how he was doing. Was he still at the motel? So I did pick up the phone and I was talking to Shay. And I don't know what it is. It's like he'll be in the normal side, talking normal, then it'll switch out of nowhere. But this day, it was normal. He was talking normal, talking about how the people called him for his apartment and he was excited. He finna get ready to start buying stuff for his apartment, just normal shit. So I was like, okay, he's normal. He's cool. He's normal. He's talking nice. He's not talking about these people, this group of people. So he was like, yeah, like I'm happy, like I got a little money. He's like, I got a little money and stuff. He was like, pull up, sis, like come on, like let's chill for an hour or two. I was like, So I was like, let me talk to him for about 10-15 more minutes. If he don't bring these people up, okay, he's normal today. So we talked a little bit more. He was like, yeah, I got a little money. I'm happy the people called me for my place. It's going to be nice. You're going to like my place. I can't wait to bring you over and show you my balcony and stuff. I'm like, okay, he seemed a little normal today. I'll go over to I'll pull up and we can talk. So I pulled up to the motel room. He's still in the motel, y'all. So we talking. By the way, his lights were still out in that motel. I don't know if the owner had something to do with that. Because even if he was not paying his fee every day, the owner still can call the police and have him removed. He don't have to turn the lights off. I'm kind of confused. Was it the owner or was it him in there actually turning stuff off? So everything is going nice, y'all. We in the car. We blowing a little blunt or whatever. We chilling. So he was like, did you follow my Instagram? I was like, no. He grabbed my phone, put his Instagram in my phone, and he's leaning back in the seat, chiefing, whatever. I'm looking through his Instagram, y'all, and I'm watching it through a earbud in my phone, so he can't hear it out loud. But I'm watching his Instagram, and just the night before, he was tripping. He was walking on the sidewalk, so he recording himself. He was walking on the sidewalk, and he's yelling, talking about, yeah, they following me. Y'all see, he'll put the camera behind him. He was like, y'all see them? They following me. I can't even walk to the store without these niggas following me. They just shot at me the other night. They put shit in the sidewalk so I could trip on it and bust my lip. And I'm watching this video. And I'm watching it and my eyes twitching. I was like, oh Lord, why did I come back around him right now and he treated, So I'm just looking at his Instagram, and this is like the last 2 days, the last 3 days. He's just walking at nighttime talking to himself, talking about how these group of people is following him. So now I'm like, okay, I have to make an excuse to leave this from around him, because even though he's talking normal right now, just last night he was in the middle of the street telling Instagram with his 2 followers that this group of people is following him. So We sitting in the car and I'm looking at his Instagram, but I'm thinking in my head, I want to go because he still ain't been treated. He still ain't taking his schizophrenic stuff serious. So he was like, "Did you eat today?" And I was like, "No, I haven't eaten today, but it's fine. I have food at the house." He was like, "Nah, nah, nah. You know the new barbecue place that's down the street right there on 95th and 27th?" I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I really want to try that place." He was like, "I told you I got a little money. Let me go get you something to eat." You ain't gotta tell me twice. So I was like, "Shit, let me go get my plate and let me go home." So we go to this place, y'all. The barbecue place, bona fide, black owned, beautiful, smelled good when you walk the side. You know, pictures of all the icons and activists on the wall. Very beautiful restaurant. We get us a nice fat ass plate. I get me some ribs, yes ma'am, yellow rice. I had baked beans, and yes, I had the works, you know. So I get the food, pay for it. We get back in my car room, driving back to the motel. We at a red light. We at a red light. Do you know this fool, Shay, puts his food on my dashboard, opens the car, and start running down the street. He puts the food on the dashboard, opens the door, and took off down the street. And then when he took off the opposite way. You know? So I'm looking in the rearview mirror on the side. I'm like this, y'all. Because what's happening to me, I have been through this situation before with somebody close in my life where they had a mental breakdown in my house, and he did the same thing. He just was running around the whole apartment. It was crazy, you know. So from that experience, I gained a little experience. So I'm sitting in the car looking in the rearview mirror. I'm like, he stops. He turns around. When he did that, I should have took the fuck off, but I didn't because I was not afraid of Shay. Shay have never said nothing dangerous, alarming. He never gave me indications he would hurt me. I was not afraid of Shay. So when he stopped running, turned around, and started walking back to my car, I sat there because I'm like, what's going on? He walks back to the car, gets in the car, and he's breathing hard, sweating, and I'm just looking at him. I'm like, bro, you okay? He was like, yeah, I saw them. I just wanted to catch them. So I'm like, oh, hell nah. Let me drive a little faster, get this food back to this motel room. Because soon as I get there, he got to get the fuck out. So I'm quiet because I don't want to fuel his imagination. I don't want to fuel his thoughts. I don't want to make him feel like, oh, yeah, they were down there. No, I'm quiet. I'm driving really fast. So we like 3 minutes away from the motel, y'all. Like, I'm probably exaggerating. I don't know. We was a little minute away from the motel. I don't know. We wasn't that close. So I get to like 3, 4 more lights, y'all. Now he's sitting in the car. He's like, he's breathing hard from running. So I'm like, just chill. I'm like, just catch your breath. You want me to cut the arrow on high for you or whatever? He was like, yeah. I cut the arrow on high for him. I get to another light, y'all. He opens the door and he sprints out of the car. But this time he run this way. So I'm sitting in my fucking car with the door open and I'm just like, I was like, I know I'm not experiencing this again. Like I said, I experienced a close family member have a mental breakdown in my house before. And let's say it is a very scary experience. Like, it's really scary. So from that experience, I knew that I had to call crisis. I knew he was going to go to crisis because he was having a mental break on me. So I'm driving slowly up to him. Like I said, he ran forward. So I'm driving slowly to him. And I just didn't want to leave my friend in the car like that. I mean, I didn't want to leave him out there like that. I care. He gets in the car and he started going off. He was just like, but he's not like moving a lot. He's not, I didn't feel like he would hurt me. So he's just like, they following me. I don't know how you ain't see them. Them fuck niggas keep following me. They was back there before. Now they up there before. I'm telling you, they cut the lights off in my motel room. I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. He's freaking out. He's like, da, 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 da. So I was like, you want me to, come on, like, like, just chill. Let me just drop you to the motel. Like, come on, let me just drop you to the motel because I can't deal with this right now. I feel like you're having a mental breakdown. He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. And when I get back to the room, I'm going to go kill that fucking owner. Because I feel like he told them people to fuck up my hotel room. And he was serious. I was like, nah, Shay, you can't kill the owner. Like, you can't do nothing like that. Like, you can't do that. So I got to another light. This is what did it for me. I got to another light, and he opened the door and he started taking off running again. But when he took off running, he immediately made a U-turn and ran back to my car. All y'all gonna say, Londa, get the fuck out of there, girl. Hit the gas. Get the fuck out of there. But my heart, that's my friend, y'all. That friend word gonna kill you one day. So he makes a U-turn, run back to my car. Like, I'm talking about, he was tripping out, y'all. He's yelling, sweating, talking about these people following him, after him. Y'all know what I did when I seen him down there at the sidewalk? I called the popo. But when I called the popo, you know, when you call the popo and you have a mental problem, I said, yo, it's not really that serious, but I have a friend who's having a mental break right now, and I think we need crisis. We don't need nobody to come slam him on his shit. We don't need your gun drawn. We don't need none of that. I need help because one of my friends is having a mental breakdown, and we need crisis. The popo said, yes, ma'am, as long as you don't think he's dangerous, get him in the car. Here's the address. Drive him to crisis. I said, okay, you know, I don't know. I just did it, y'all. I'm not going to over-explain my friendliness or over-explain my heart and caring for people. I'm not going to explain that part, but that's just was me. So he gets back in my car. And he's just going on and on. Oh, these people, you didn't see these group of people, they following me. He's breathing hard, he's sweating. He ain't even realized we done passed this motel because I'm going to crisis. The crisis was only like 8 minutes down the street downtown. Like, it was not that far. So he didn't even realize we passed this motel. I'm driving. We pull up to, we pass the big hospital. We passed the police department, and here we are at the mental hospital. It literally says crisis in front of it, y'all. It's like a U-turn in front of the building. I U-turn in front of that building. By the time he finished talking, he realized where we was. He was like, sis, why you drove me here? I said, cause Shay, you need help. I said, Shay, you freaking out right now. You saying you was gonna go kill that manager. I said, I can't have that on my heart. I can't have you going to killing him, hurting him, somebody hurting you cause you out here freaking out. You need help. By the time I finished my little speech, the security who works the entrance, he was walking to my car door. He walked into my car door. Shay opened the car door. I told the guy, I said, my friend is having a mental breakdown. I think he needs some help. Y'all wouldn't believe what the fuck the security said, y'all. The security said, I got him. You look familiar, though. You was here before? Bitch. When I say soon as Shay got out my car, I reached over, closed my car door, and vroom, put the fuck off. Because if y'all is a friend of mine, if y'all a follower of mine, y'all know your girl got a story time about how I was sent to crisis. You heard? I wasn't crazy. I was playing crazy. I was finna fuck some shit up that day with my first ex, that DL dude. Child, the SWAT team had to come get me, child. They took me to crisis. I was there for like 2 hours, child. And that same security who was there, when I checked in, he was the same one there that day. That nigga said, you look familiar. You was here before? No, sir. You don't know me. Closed my damn car door and I drove the fuck off. Absolutely. His food was still on the dashboard, all kind of shit. I didn't care. That's the end of this story time, y'all. That security said, you look familiar. No, the fuck I don't. You don't know me, child. You don't know me. I never was here. Never was here. So yeah, the conclusion of this story time, y'all, I care for my friends. I care for the people I love. And I am low-key a doctor. Okay, I'm a therapist, child. I'm a diagnosis doctor, child. I just was pinpointing all the mental illnesses, child. I don't hang around Shay anymore. Shay had called me like a month after that, and he told me he apologized. He told me he's sorry. He said he's now in treatment and stuff like that. And yeah, he said his mama said he can move with her. I guess his apartment didn't go through. I don't know. But y'all, that's the end of this story time. If y'all liked it, if you found it very entertaining, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, comment, talk to me down below, y'all. Use your hypes on your girl. That's going to help my channel grow. And until next time, y'all know what time it is. Peace.